President Biden is unwilling to defend our border, defend our skies, and defend our people. He is simply unfit to serve as commander-in-chief. And while you reap the consequences of their failures, the Biden administration seems more interested in woke fantasies than the hard reality Americans face every day. Most Americans simply want to live their lives in freedom and peace. But we are under attack in a left-wing culture war we didn't start and never wanted to fight. Every day we are told we must partake in their rituals, salute their flags, and worship their false idols, all while big government colludes with big tech to strip away the most American thing there is, your freedom of speech. That's not normal. It's crazy, and it's wrong.
Josh, I don't know that I ever take much stock in rebuttals, GOP or Democrat rebuttals. Thought she did pretty well. I'm hopeful we might have somebody here.
So unlike the State of the Union, I actually did make it home in time to catch all of Sarah Huckabee Sanders' response. I thought it was very compelling. I thought she did a very good job. It actually, I mean, most of the time, the State of the Union responses are not particularly memorable. We all remember Marco Rubio with the water bottle, Bobby Jindal when he was a rising star. He kind of infamously flubbed his State of the Union response. So these responses, typically speaking, these are actually very dangerous. It's very possible that you will mess it up more often than will actually increase your stature. But I thought this was the exception rather than the rule. I thought, if anything, Sarah Huckabee Sanders comes away from this a much more kind of reputable figure. And I was already predisposed to like her. I've met her. She comes across as charming. She's informed on the issues. She's off to a great start there in Little Rock in the governor's mansion. She was very good. I mean, she was exceptionally well-spoken. And, you know, she said one thing in that clip that you just showed the viewers here. She spoke of false idols. I love this term. That is a wonderful, wonderful term that I wish more conservatives, more elected Republicans would talk about. The left has so many false idols. They make false idols out of people like the great martyr, the St. George Floyd himself. He's a martyr. He's an avatar, a false idol for Black Lives Matter. There are any number of other false idols, so-called Leah Thomas when it comes to the transgender swimming issue. They have false idols on all of these woke intersectional identity politics coalition. So if we can kind of frame this broader kind of cultural civilizational struggle, as Sarah Huckabee Sanders framed it, between normalcy and sanity, because that really is, frankly, the choice that is before the American voters at this point. If we can frame it as authentic kind of, religion, kind of authentic kind of Americanism versus false idols, that's a very good framing. I think she's onto something there.
Josh, oftentimes you can tell some things by what people don't say. And I'll be honest with you, this didn't stand out to me. I watched her whole speech as well. But the Trump people certainly picked up on this. She didn't use his name last night, even brought up some things that she had done with him and abstained from using his name. Now, politicians like that don't do things like that on accident. The Trump people are a little peeved about it today. What do you say?
I'll be honest with you. I also did not notice that. You telling me this right now is the first time that I'm hearing that. I don't know. I mean, I honestly would not make a whole ton of that, to be honest with you. I mean, I suppose it's intentional here. But look, the reality is that, there's going to be a competitive primary when it comes to the Republican presidential field in 2024. Ron DeSantis has not announced yet, but all indications are that he probably will. There's, Nikki Haley, apparently. I don't think she's going to win, but she's going to get in here soon. John Bolton, who's obviously also not going to win, kind of sort of announced. So there's going to be a big field here, is the point. And, I think it would be silly, frankly, for Sarah Huckabee Sanders to try to kind of tip her hand as to who she may or may not be supporting. Look, she is the youngest governor in the country, as she told America last night during her response. She is young. She is hungry. She's ambitious. She's gotten in there in Little Rock. She's passing all sorts of good legislation. She was able to kind of tick off some of the boxes last night. Let her focus on the job that she is trying to do. And there's no reason to kind of play the whole kind of presidential politics thing. She was very good, by the way, as White House press secretary. I thought she did a great job in that role. Clearly, it helped kind of elevate her stature to allow her to kind of run for governor. So to that extent, I think that she should be grateful, obviously, to President Trump and everyone who kind of helped her get that role in which she thrived. But this general idea that anyone who served in the Trump administration kind of owes a lifelong kind of vow of loyalty where you will always mention the former boss's name at every opportunity, that's just silly. There's no other way to say it. That's frankly just silly.
Support the First TV today and get instant access to exclusive specials like Who is Ron DeSantis, The History of FBI Scandals, and America's Worst Presidents. Visit thefirsttv.com/support or download the First TV app to become a supporter and start watching today.